The world thought it had all the answers. Sam Carter, the quiet 16-year-old girl, had confessed to the murder of David McAllister. It seemed cut and dry, self-defense in the face of a predator. But what the public didn't know was that there was more to this story than anyone could have imagined. The truth was far darker. Claytonville. A small, picturesque town where everyone knew everyone, or so they thought. To outsiders, it seemed like a perfect place. Well-kept homes, kids playing in front yards, and community gatherings that made it seem like the town was stuck in time, untouched by the outside world. But behind the white picket fences was a darker side to Claytonville. One that the residents ignored, one they'd rather not see. A place where secrets were kept buried beneath the surface. A place where David McAllister thrived. McAllister was no ordinary businessman. He had built an empire, casting himself as the face of Claytonville. He was respected, admired, a man who seemed to have everything, except a conscience. Beneath his polished exterior, McAllister was ruthless. He had a knack for manipulating people and making them believe he was their savior, while he was pulling strings in the background, orchestrating deals that were far from legal. Then there was Sam Carter, a quiet teen who had spent her life in and out of foster homes. At 16, she was still trying to find her place in the world. She worked part-time at a local grocery store, doing her best to survive in a town that never took notice of her. Sam's path crossed with McAllister's when he began showing up at the store, casually chatting with her, offering friendly advice. At first, it seemed harmless. But as time went on, his behavior became more unsettling. His compliments grew more personal. His comments more intrusive. Sam tried to ignore him, tried to stay out of his way. But McAllister had a way of wearing people down. He was charming, manipulative, and his influence reached deep into the fabric of Claytonville. It was a Tuesday. The store was quiet. Unusually so. Sam had finished stocking the shelves and was counting inventory in the back, lost in thought. That's when McAllister walked in, his face flushed, his voice sharp and desperate as he spoke on the phone. "I told you, I won't go down like this. You'll regret this. You can't ruin me," he shouted, his words cutting through the stillness. Sam froze, instinct telling her something was wrong. When he hung up the phone, his eyes locked onto hers. Sam felt a shiver run down her spine. There was something in his gaze. Something dark. He approached her quickly. Too quickly. She tried to back away, but he was too close now. "I need your help," McAllister said, his voice low, cold. "You're going to help me, understand?" Sam didn't know what to do. She felt cornered, trapped. Something inside her told her to run, but the fear, the uncertainty, held her in place. They moved to the parking lot. McAllister pushed closer, his tone threatening. Sam's heart raced. She was holding a knife, its cold steel in her hand. "I can't," she whispered, but it was too late. McAllister was too close. He reached for her. She stepped back, the knife trembling in her hand. Then the scream pierced the night. The next thing Sam knew, she was standing over McAllister's body, covered in blood. The knife was still in her hand. She didn't know what had happened. Had she fought back in fear? Had she taken his life in the moment of desperation? Her words were simple when the police arrived. "He tried to hurt me. I didn't have a choice." The police arrived minutes after the scream. Sam was standing there, covered in blood, the knife in her hand. The scene looked damning. But as the investigation began, it became clear that things weren't as straightforward as they seemed. Detective Wells was the lead investigator, and he didn't buy the self-defense story at first. McAllister had been respected, admired. This didn't make sense. What could have driven a 16-year-old girl to murder such a powerful man? Wells dug deeper. McAllister's life wasn't as spotless as it appeared. There were whispers, rumors of manipulative behavior, of him targeting vulnerable young women. No one had ever spoken up. Until now. The police found evidence of McAllister's darker side. A secret life filled with shady deals, intimidation, and exploitation. It was all beginning to unravel. Sam, however, was a mystery. She didn't have much of a past, just a series of foster homes, broken promises, and a future she hadn't yet figured out. She was an easy target. No one cared about her. No one had ever truly protected her. And yet, when Detective Wells interviewed witnesses, a picture began to form. People had seen McAllister's aggressive behavior towards Sam, how he had harassed her at work, how she had looked uncomfortable. But they hadn't stepped in. They hadn't said anything. The key to the case was the psychological depth of McAllister's manipulation. He had used his power and influence over Sam for months. He had groomed her, made her feel like there was nowhere to go, nowhere to turn. As the investigation continued, a breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Linda Matthews, a defense attorney with a reputation for taking on tough cases. She was the only one who believed Sam. Linda dug into McAllister's past, and what she uncovered would change the entire narrative. McAllister wasn't just a businessman. He was a predator. Linda found evidence of other women he had targeted, all of them too afraid to speak out. The truth came to light. Sam wasn't the first, and she wouldn't be the last. Linda's defense was simple but powerful. Sam had been manipulated. McAllister had been grooming her, using his position of power to control her, to intimidate her. And then came the twist, the turning point. Linda revealed that McAllister had a pattern. He had done this before with other girls. Sam wasn't the only one he had tried to control. The jury was stunned. The trial was intense. The prosecution argued that Sam had crossed the line, that it wasn't just self-defense, it was premeditated. But Linda's defense was unshakable. McAllister's past was exposed. His manipulative tactics were laid bare. In the end, the jury returned with a verdict: guilty of manslaughter. Sam was sentenced to 5 years in juvenile detention, but with time served, she was released after just 3. Many argued that justice had been served, but others wondered if the true criminal, the one who had used his power to hurt so many, had ever been held accountable. Sam's release from juvenile detention didn't mark the end of her story. In fact, it was just the beginning. The whispers followed her. People couldn't forget what had happened, and the community continued to judge her. She was the girl who killed the powerful businessman, and nothing could change that. But the worst was yet to come. Sam thought she had left McAllister's world behind. She was wrong. One evening, a man named John Price appeared at her door. He knew things about McAllister, things that Sam didn't want to hear. McAllister's empire wasn't over. It was bigger than Sam had ever imagined. And now, the people behind it wanted answers. Sam had become a pawn in a much larger game. The twists weren't over. They had only just begun.